The Portuguese have this concept called, and I might be butchering the term. It's called saudade, which is kind of a blend. If we wanted to mix it and match it, it would be like melancholy and nostalgia put together. Um, and it's essentially a longing for a past that's no longer here. And I remember my parents would take me to Tommy's Burgers. It was like this like chili cheese joint. Um, and it was good, right? Obviously, as a kid, you're like a big old chili cheeseburger with chili cheese fries and a Coke, and you're living life, Um, and I didn't go for several years, and then I went back, and everything was the same, right? In terms of like the pictures on the wall and the cheap plastic seats and everything except the quality of the burger. And as I bit into it, I finally understood that things were never going to be the same again, that time has changed. And that was like the first time as a kid that I realized, like, whoa, like not everything stays the same. The quality of the burger was subpar to say the least. And that was the sort of concept of saudade for me, which was like, whoa, like things will never be the same again. And it was a bitter pill to swallow as a kid because you just think, things should stay the same. Things will stay the same, and then you're sort of greeted with the reality that that's not the case at all. And I think for anybody, um, for anyone that's concerned with the past or the future, I think you need to sort of dial in with the circa now, obliterate overthinking, and try your best to focus on what you have in front of you. Because I'm constantly reminded by people that are eager to get to the end of a week, or eager to get to a new season, or eager to get to a certain time, and I'm just like, what is your problem? I've started realizing like none of that matters in terms of where I am. Like I'm where I am supposed to be. So if I'm on Monday, then I'm just on Monday. I'm not looking forward to the next day, or I'm not thinking about the last weekend. Or when people say, what plans do you have? I don't know. I haven't thought about what I'm doing tomorrow. And I think you get into presentism, right, where you fall into this thing where you're just realizing that the only thing that matters is what you have in front of you, and you do what you can with what you have. And if that's just one day, then so be it. We tend to take for granted our own mortality until sometimes, unfortunately, we're greeted with some wake up calls, some warnings, some shots, some false shots. I remember one time I was on the highway with my buddy, and it was like a one way highway, so one way going one way, and then the car on the other lane was going the opposite direction, and we're headed at high speeds, 60, 70 miles an hour, and suddenly the car on the other end is coming right towards us, and my buddy, in a quick half-second reaction, moves to the right. We dodge it. I look back real quick, and then I notice that he hits another car and then runs into the trailer. So the car behind us was very close. They, on the other hand, I never wanted to find out what happened, but I have a feeling it was probably deadly. Um, and it was just like it was either going to be us or them, right? It felt like it at the time. But then you realize like those quick moments, right, where things could be over very fast, and none of that is in our control, right? And luckily we were able to steer out of the way. But it just goes to show you, like, we are on borrowed time. We are not permanently here. So to not think about your own mortality is crazy. To just assume that you're just gonna live forever is absurd. And frankly, you're not being honest with yourself. You're not taking honest stock of what you have. And like I said, whether it's a lot or a little, but it's something, and it's in your destiny to maneuver and what you have in front of you and do what you can with what you have. I don't think there's nothing about that that's unfortunate. If anything, it's the best thing for you. It's designed for you to take control of. And I used to always lament that I didn't have certain things that maybe some of my cousins had, or I didn't have advantages that other people I knew had. And then I realized that that's ridiculous to even compare yourself to someone else. You can only compare yourself to who you were yesterday or who you were before. And that's really it. I don't think that you should fall into the trap of comparing yourself to other people, because that's not your destiny. Your destiny is yours. You shouldn't really concern yourself with what anybody else even has. I I for sure have cleared that out of my mind. Like whatever someone else has accomplished or done, I can use that as motivation, as fodder, as fuel. But I'm not gonna compare it, because our circumstances are different. The way I'm wired is different. The way you're wired is supposed to be different. So to look for a cookie cutter process is a big mistake, and that's when you have to realize, like, what is it that I truly want for myself? What is it that I really want to accomplish? What do I want my life to look like now, right? Not based on someone else's sort of idea of what I'm supposed to be. But anyways, it's just something to think about, because a lot of times we romanticize the past, not realizing like the best thing that we have is right in front of us. Okay, regardless of what happened before. And if you're feeling like things are not so well, then find a way to make them better. Find a way to supercharge and sort of, invest in your now and make that better. But anyhow, I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next.